What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Snatchies and Scotch. We're here with Chris Powell, my boy George Dixon, and Johnny Sixbox behind the camera. And we kind of just ran into each other. I was actually creeping on him because
don't even lie. He's like, I'm gonna go find him.
Yeah, no, I was getting what was that, Kill Cliff, and they're sponsoring the event at ECC, and then he was there. I was like, oh shit, I gotta talk to him because I was looking for him anyway.
Well, I was wondering, I was buying a Kill Cliff, and I could just feel someone like breathing on my neck, and I slowly turned up, and he's like, "We have to do a podcast." I was like, "Yes, sir, we'll do a podcast." All right.
So, for those of you guys who don't know Chris, Chris is he has an awesome show, Extreme Weight Loss.
Yeah.
Extreme Weight Loss. Man, my wife loves that show.
Oh, very
she
cool.
loves. Man,
awesome. Thank you.
At one point, like I went to CrossFit gym. She used to make me come home early just so we could sit down and have like our time together, and we'd watch that show.
And you guys
I swear
together
to God.
watch you.
No, I'm serious. It was hilarious. It's a great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I really like it. I like everything about that show. I like the personal touch you put on with every client.
Thank you.
And I was, the first time I watched it, I'm like, shit, this guy's doing CrossFit. I'm like, people probably don't know this, but that's just all CrossFit.
Yeah.
And then I saw like CrossFit names within the show, sponsors, like, oh man, yeah. So I'm like, this is really, so that's what kind of got me hooked into the show, because I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, people are actually using CrossFit for what it's meant to be used.
Yes.
Not just exercise racing, which is okay. So we're here for today, right?
Yeah, totally.
So then we're driving by today, and we're like, okay, who should we have on the podcast? We have some pretty cool people on the podcast. And then I was checking the people, I'm like, Tommy and Chris Powell. I'm like, Chris Powell? And I'm like, probably.
Yeah.
Right? So then I was like, man, my wife, I get the most brownie points if I get Chris Powell on the podcast.
Oh, well, you're welcome then.
And also because you have a lot to add to the podcast. Not
there's
just for
always
his
that,
wife.
right? No, but
that too. But.
In all honesty, what I appreciate about, I mean, you know, the first time we met, but I really appreciate what I've seen of you is that you live the lifestyle. Like, you make a difference in people's lives. What you lead by example, always.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank
and
you.
not only you, but your entire family.
Yes.
Right? I think, I'm not sure who your wife's name is. But
Heidi.
Yeah. Heidi Powell. Yeah, that's right. I should have known. Oh my God, I'm getting so much trouble.
Boy.
But my wife looks up to Heidi big time.
Awesome.
They're very, very similar built. She just had her third kid,
Okay.
and she's been doing CrossFit, and she's like in the best shape of her life. She's never been athletic looking,
Right.
just skinny fat.
Right.
Right.
Of course,
So
yep.
so she really looks up to Heidi, and you guys all lead by example.
Thank
right?
you.
So I think that's very, very powerful, because a lot of people can do a lot of things, but it gets to the point, like, and I know this personally, when you take care of other people, you forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Of course.
so-
and it's easy for parents. Really easy for parents. Because like also you're just programmed.
So how many kids do you have right now?
We got 4.
4
Yeah,
kids.
we got 4.
Holy,
So
okay.
yeah, so it's been quite the journey.
Now
there,
is
but,
4 is because we just had 3. Is 4 harder than 3?
You know, it's funny because we're like, oh, so we already had 3, so we're already outnumbered. We'll
Yeah.
just have a 4th.
Yeah.
It won't be that bad. No, it's
bad.
Yeah? Good.
It's as bad as going from 2 to 3.
Beautiful. So I'm at 2, and he's like, just have a third. It's okay. It's okay. No. No way.
Oh, dude,
My wife was like, no, all my friends say 2 to 3 is nothing. It's the same thing. I'm like, all right. So we had a third,
Oh,
and I
man.
was like, you know what? It's not harder than 2.
Right.
It's just as damn hard as having the second one.
Oh, dude, and I'm telling you, you throw a 4th in the mix, and
Oh,
they go in
smokes.
all their different directions because they know you're outnumbered.
That's
already.
right. It's like,
At
we're
3.
over here. See ya.
Yeah, and so 4 is just, it's that much easier for them to get away with.
Yeah.
It.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
It's been a wild journey, but hey, I really appreciate just all the support and the kind words, and you know, when it comes to like, you know, there are a lot of people out there that talk the talk, but we do feel it's important that we walk the walk because, you know, I mean, number one, it helps build credibility. It helps build trust. I mean, because there's no other way that we can actually help other people if we're not living the lifestyle ourselves.
Exactly.
Because otherwise we can't speak passionately about it. We really can't speak to it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, even all this stuff, like all the shenanigans, like with me being here today, this is about conquering my fears. And it's funny, about like 6 months ago, you know, my wife and I, we sat back and we're like, hey, we talk all these other people through conquering their fears, you know, through having these incredible breakthroughs, but we've been living in our comfort zone for 5 years, 6 years. Like, we haven't gone out there and done anything crazy. So we started putting on a list all the different things that we were terrified of doing.
Awesome.
And we've just been out there just kind of slowly checking it off. So
Awesome.
like, hey, let's just
And that's
have
good
some
you guys
fun.
have that support. Supporting each other.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Yeah, totally. Which is really important.
And one of the things was you guys did a fitness model, like a fitness show.
We did. Wow, you've been following
Dude,
for a little while.
that is, I seen that a little bit. I was like, shit, this guy's ripped.
Yeah.
Because you know what, CrossFitters are in good shape all year round, but they're not fitness model shape ever.
True.
Does that make
true.
sense? Like,
yeah,
like everyone
true.
looks good. You want to go to the beach? Oh, he's jacked.
Right.
But like fitness model jack, that takes a special commitment.
And it's a totally different kind of training. Also,
Yeah.
I've been in CrossFit since like 2008, and it was great.
Nice.
The only thing is that because of all the heavy lifts, all the spinal loading, you definitely develop a thicker kind of core.
Yeah.
To sustain
Is
that
that
kind
why
of
I've got
weight,
this?
to carry that weight.
I have abs, but they pop out.
Yeah. and at
Yeah.
the same time, also like my arms, they just weren't that big. Like my torso, my core was thick, but my arms just weren't that big.
There you go.
And then when you switch over to physique, all of a sudden now you need that symmetry. Now you need those aesthetics. So it's about shoulders, it's about arms, and it's about having that narrow waist.
More narrow waist.
So it changed.
So how did you go?
everything
How did you work on that narrow waist? Did you avoid like the legs? The squatting. What?
So sure enough, I started belting up with everything. It's because the thing is, like, I can't leave CrossFit. I'm not going to leave my Olympic lifts. I'm not going to leave my back squats and my front squats, etc. But I definitely had to scale back on them. I was doing a lot more leg press. I was doing just a lot more of the conventional lifts.
Yeah.
Man, and every time I would belt up.
Yeah.
And also it's crazy. No toes to bar. No GHD sit-ups. No nothing. Like avoiding abs altogether. And it was really hard for me to do that.
Did that affect your like stability at all, or?
Yeah, it actually affected my lower back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've got a herniated L5-S1 and a bulging L4-L5. So also when I'm not doing any more core exercises and I'm doing some deadlifts or I'm doing say just hang cleans or something like
you
that.
Feel it.
Holy smokes!
But can you still do your stability stuff? Like you can do like L sits? Can you do like hollow rocks? Can you still do those as a set?
No,
really?
Yeah, because the thing is, my core, I get thick. I get real thick through here, and so like basically, I was talking to a physique coach, and he said, "Cut it out altogether." So I stopped everything, and I felt the difference.
But dude, getting that thick core, that's a man's strength right there. That's a man's strength.
Totally. But
that's amazing.
And that's the thing. Like I was like, okay, I'll do this for the time being.
Yeah, but that's a trade-off for now.
Get out there on stage, and when it's all said and done with, I'm going back to my core exercise.
And you
I'm
also
going
keep
back.
it fresh that way
That's
too,
awesome.
right?
Totally. It was fun. Yeah, just a little departure from the norm.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Why not?
Totally.
Why not? So how did you start the show? Like, I mean, you did CrossFit to begin with.
Yes.
Were you training people on the side, or like were you?
Yeah, I've been training since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
And I ended up way back when I landed a gig as the Good Morning Arizona fitness guy. We're talking like back in 2003.
Yeah.
And then as I was doing my gig on the morning news there, more and more people started writing into me, and I was getting these emails from folks that were like 400, 500, 600 pounds. And I was
wow.
like, and at the time back in 2003, they didn't have those shows on Discovery or TLC, with people that are 500, 600 pounds. And I was like, wow, there's a subculture of people out there that need help, but they pride themselves on being invisible. They come out at night, or they don't come out at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, these folks need help. And sure enough, I ended up getting an email from a guy who was like 635 pounds at the time. He was my age, and he reached out for help. He said, hey, the doctor just left my house. I haven't left my house in 2 years. The doctor just left and said, I don't have 3 years left. He's like, and I don't want to die. I want to fall in love. I want to have kids. I want all this stuff. I'm like, wow, this dude's my age. So I drove out I thought about it for a week. It just kind of haunted me. I went out to his house. I sat down with him. I was like, dude, I don't know where this is going to go, but I'll be back on Tuesday. Sure enough, I showed up at his house every other day for 2 years. He ended up losing 400 pounds, became one of my best friends. We lived together for 2 years after that. And then he posted his before and after pics, which were crazy. I mean, he lost 400 pounds. He posted them on MySpace. Remember MySpace back then?
Oh, yeah, MySpace.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just totally dated myself.
I was just about to say, I don't remember MySpace.
Yeah, so basically that makes me really old. And so we posted them on MySpace, and it went viral. And sure enough, within a few months, an English production company, believe it or not, they wanted to make a documentary on the story. They sold it to TLC. They made this huge documentary. It took off.
Hells yeah.
Production company from LA called up and they said, hey, we want to talk to you about creating a show. So I flew out to LA. We created the concept for extreme weight loss. They sold it to ABC, and the rest is history.
So you guys think that like some random guy from Arizona overnight became famous? Dude.
No.
MySpace.
Yeah.
That's where it started.
That's
a grind. That's a journey. That's awesome.
Way back in 2003, just helping folks lose weight and helping them transform.
I think the beautiful part is like, when you coach somebody, coaching is like, you build a relationship with that person, whether it's an athlete or a regular person. When you coach people, it's like you coach them, but when you have someone whose life is on the line, that connection is so powerful. Like I work with one client who we still don't know what's wrong with him, but he can't move.
Wow.
Like he has a hard time moving anything. He's 7 years old and he can barely sit and stand, and and over the past 3 to 4 months, he's doing farmer carries, airdynes.
Wow.
He's doing sled pushes.
That's
But
fantastic.
it's very limited. But when I work with him, it's like my heart is so in it because it's literally letting him do basic functional things in life.
This is his
and
life.
and same thing. This is his life. And we
Yeah.
just found out he might have Parkinson's disease, and that's why he's having a hard time.
Sure.
But it's really helping him move better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And getting a person like that versus coaching a really high level athlete, that emotion is so special. It's so different. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes the show so great too.
Yeah.
Because it's real.
Yeah,
It's not like,
absolutely.
hey, all right, let's do some push-ups,
Right.
some intervals, and you're done.
right, totally.
You know what I mean?
Now I want to ask you something. Like in your experience and what you've come across, there's a lot of fear. Fear is probably the biggest barrier,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
The fear of what?
It really depends, and it's funny, and I want to thank you for asking that question because it without a doubt, fear controls so many in fact, if not all of the folks that we work with.
Yeah.
For a lot of them, early on, there's going to be fear of failure again because they already feel terrible about themselves because they've tried and failed so many times. For some of them, fear of success because with success comes incredible responsibility.
Yeah.
And so I'll say something that's going to sound a little kind of weird at first, but a lot of the folks we work with, when we take them on and we start working with them, we realize that they're actually very comfortable in failure.
Yeah.
Many of them are, especially the ones that are afraid of success, because many of them are like, oh, I can't do that.
'Cause that's what they're used to.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're so used to it, they become comfortable in it.
Yeah.
And when they tell you, I'm going to fail,
Yeah.
and then sure enough they fail, they go, see, I was right.
Yep.
And that's their payoff. They're like, you see, I told you. I
Yeah.
told you I can't do that. I told you I can't.
You should make a word. You should make a T-shirt. No F words.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. That'd be cool.
See, I told you I
Yeah.
can't walk a mile.
Yeah.
See, I told you I can't lose this weight. And so
I get it.
that becomes their comfort zone
Yeah.
because that's what they're so used to, and so that's what it's ingrained in their identity.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, what if they can walk a mile? Now with that comes responsibility because that means they can do it again.
They can do it
could
again.
do 2
Yeah,
miles.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
it.
They
And
can
then
progress.
yes.
And
exactly.
it actually gets hard.
And so when I say fear
Yeah.
of success, that's what they're scared of because it's like, oh my gosh, like I could never break below, I could never lose more than 50 pounds. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden they break under that 50 pounds. It's like, oh my gosh, what if I can live my life at my ideal weight?
Yeah.
I
what
love
if
that.
I can do this? And
Yeah.
it's terrifying because
'Cause
it's
they don't
not
know
what
what to
they're
do.
used. That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
Yeah.
That's
They've
so
never
good.
been there before.
It's like, I'm sexy, I'm skinny,
Yes.
or I'm the weight I want to be at. I'm
And-
comfortable. Now what? Like,
that's
how do I go out of my house?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And change is scary.
Yeah.
But man, that's beautiful because in life, in weight loss, in fitness, in business, that is so applicable. Because
Absolutely.
starting this podcast, the only thing I was afraid of is I was afraid of succeeding.
Yeah, totally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like I was fearless. I didn't care. And then my partner was like, "What are you afraid of?" I'm like, "Honestly, I'm afraid of getting big."
Yeah.
Because that means I have to do a lot of effing work.
Yeah,
I gotta leave my
totally.
kids. I gotta leave
Yeah.
my wife.
Yeah.
And I have commitments.
And
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot more expectations of you
Yes.
and your performance and how you do. Yeah,
So
that is
I
a scary
completely
thing.
understand. I completely understand.
And that's why I say
That's
more people are
crazy.
scared of success than they are with failure.
Yeah.
And it is because
Yeah.
So how do you
for the
deal with that? I mean,
responsibility alone.
I think on a smaller scale, if you're a CrossFit coach or own a gym or go to a gym and you're an athlete, you see a lot of people saying, I have this problem with my knee. I'm gonna hurt myself if I squat. Or,
Excuses and-
but it's not
yeah.
excuses. It's fear of getting hurt, fear of failure,
Sure.
fear of looking
Yeah.
silly. How do you deal with that? Do you hold their hand for a little bit and then just kind of kick them in the butt? Like, what do you,
Yeah.
what do you really do?
Without sounding
Cheesy?
cheesy,
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand.
But that builds trust,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, I can't speak to them with compassion and have it be like forced or fake.
Yeah.
It's got to be authentic.
Yeah,
It's got to be
absolutely.
genuine and be like,
And it's
hey,
gotta be built up
guess
to that
what?
point.
I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Let me tell you about 5 years ago when I found myself in that exact same situation, and here's how I here's how I overcame it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's that's mostly how I communicate with all of our people is like, well, let me tell you about just my experience and what happened, and maybe it will resonate with you, and maybe not. And if it doesn't,
Yeah.
well, let me tell you about someone that I actually did work with who was in the exact
Yeah.
same situation.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And because that's how people connect, and that's I've really found that's really what gets through to people and how I can truly communicate
That's awesome.
authentically with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of switch tracks here. And how the heck did you get to the ECC? It's a
gosh.
pretty badass competition, guys.
Dude,
and
yeah.
you got to be invited. You got to be a pretty elite level CrossFit athlete. I mean, hey, he looks the part. If he shows you his abs, he looks the part.
Right.
You know, he's got the abs and everything.
Well, he's not going to show it. I know.
I'm sure he's got the skills.
Joy.
He's got the skills. But how'd you get here?
Well, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, look, I've got no business being out there on the phone with these beasts, man. It's crazy. But so about a year ago, a friend of mine, and he was a coach on our show, Tommy Hackenbrook.
Yeah.
Everybody
Saw
knows
that.
the name Tommy Hackenbrook in CrossFit. So the guy is just a monster, right? And he's been in it for years. About a year ago, he's just like, hey, dude, sometime we got to do a team competition together. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
And he
sure,
makes you
sure.
come to the ECC.
Yeah.
Of all the ones.
So a month ago,
That's amazing.
I get a phone call. He's like, bro, I'm signing you up. ECC, get ready. And I was like, get ready? What? How much time do I have? He's got 4 weeks. He's like, get on the assault bike.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like,
Dude.
oh, he's gonna do a lot of airtime, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no way. All right. So, and the thing is, like, for me, I've just finished like this whole bodybuilding thing, so I got no motor,
Gassed.
no engine,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So it's been the worst month of training ever. I've been pushing sleds.
Have you
Airdyne.
puked at all yet? Because I mean, Airdyne and sleds are the ultimate puke machines. Nothing else makes you puke.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I have not.
No.
I have not though. But I get these deep belly burps.
It's
is what
probably
happens.
because
Yes.
he eats so damn well.
That's true.
You know
right,
what?
It's like, whoop, whoop,
The
no,
Airdyne and sled
no,
make me
no,
puke
no.
when I don't eat well. Like
I-
that's what it is.
I
yeah.
get the deep belly burp, and
Yeah.
then, but a handful of times I've gotten, that taste,
cough?
the taste of, the Fran cough all the
iron-
time.
No,
Yeah.
do you get like the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, terrible, terrible. And that's with me all day long, especially like after that Airdyne, man. That's
Oh, yeah.
brutal. Yeah, and I'll spend the rest of the day like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
just coughing crap out of my lungs. But
Yeah.
it's been a pretty gnarly month of training. I'm still nowhere close to the
Hey,
level
man,
these
we're
guys
not
are at. but,
20 years old anymore.
I
That's
know.
Sebastian over
Dude,
there.
I'm a
Seriously.
month away from 38, and so it's like, it's even with my
That's
training.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's like I'll train, and a lot of
The
these guys,
recovery.
dude. These guys are doing like 2-a-days and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
like
have
4
to
or
take a
5.
day off, and I'll do one session,
Yeah.
a day or 2 days off, then I'll get back because I'm so wrecked.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so sore,
Yeah.
and I smell. I don't know if you guys can smell it. I perpetually smell like icy hot. I got menthol rub all
That's what it
over
was.
me.
I was like,
Yeah.
We just thought it was old man smell.
It's ridiculous.
That's so funny.
So he talked me into it.
That's amazing.
I'm doing team
Yeah.
with him tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun.
But hey,
It
man,
will.
overcoming fears.
That's
That's what it's all
it.
about.
There
That's
you go.
cool.
Yeah.
you know what, too? I find, like, this is fun. And that's what we've been talking about. Like, there's a common theme all
Yeah.
day is that as competitive as it ever is,
Right.
it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
So, facing that fear is fantastic.
Yes.
The last month of training has been a little bit crappy.
Yeah,
but
right.
tomorrow you're going to go up there and you're
Yeah,
going
we
to have
can't
fun.
swear. We usually
Yeah.
do swear a lot,
Yeah.
but we can't swear because I told my daughter she could watch our show now.
Oh, there you
So
go.
she's 5, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna make it kids friendly.
Well,
Good.
I mean, if you feel the need, we can spell it out.
Right. right.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's all good. In fact, we don't swear either, so
Yeah.
we always got to keep it
Yeah.
clean for our kids.
Yeah.
So, plans for the future?
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, we
I
got
mean, like not like I'm not talking about. I mean, like let's say okay, a year from now.
Well, we're working on a project right now. It's going to be something it's very near and dear to us.
Yeah.
And reason being is that, everyone who's seen the show, they're inspired. Like they see a phenomenal transformation, but we only get to work with 15 people a year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. And there's
And they live with you, right? Like they spend some time at home.
Yeah. They'll come to Arizona. They'll spend some time with us.
Oh, man.
But there's a couple 100 million people in North America alone
Yeah.
that need that kind of help.
Yep.
So we're working on a whole interactive process where we can coach people. There's through live interactive sessions,
Like an
through-
online
absolutely,
correspondence.
yeah, through
Cool.
like an app where it's gonna be the full journey of transformation. And we're talking it's gonna be like 12, 24, and 52-week transformations.
Wow.
That we're gonna be offering.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be you're not gonna be talking to a computer, to an app the whole time. It's actually Heidi and myself
coach.
coaching people through doing live
Lifetime.
sessions. And
Are you guys
everything.
gonna bring on coaches to help with that? I mean, that's a lot of
Absolutely.
people, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. So. Well,
If you need anyone in Canada, I'm here
Wait,
for you,
hold on.
bro.
I'm giving you
I'm
guys
helping you out.
I'm giving you guys the breaking news here.
Yeah.
Now, but we've
Awesome.
teamed up with some amazing coaches because the thing is,
Sweet.
a lot of people want to go through a weight loss transformation.
Yeah.
But some people want a performance transformation.
Yes.
Others
Okay.
want a physique transformation.
Yeah. Oh.
So we've got some other.
So it's specialized, that tailored.
I think that's going to be
Yeah.
very powerful
Huh.
2 ways because it's personal, it's one-on-one, but also you guys are doing that. You'll be able to create such a crazy ass community.
Yes, that's what it's about.
Like an online community of support. And look
Yeah.
at CrossFit. That's how it started.
That's
you know?
exactly it.
And if you guys do that, unstoppable.
The whole thing's gonna be built around the community. It's people that are looking to change their lives for the better.
Yeah.
Because the motivation will come from a coach, but once they're in, let's say a private Facebook group or
Yes.
that it's like constantly they can all relate. They can all, it's gonna be great.
The power is within the group. And what a lot of people don't see is they'll see the show and they see Heidi and I working with them, but the magic behind what you actually see on TV is when we surprise all those people, we take them all to one place in Colorado
That's
to
right.
start off
all
with,
the friends,
and they go through this process together as a family.
Yeah.
So
cool.
these 15 people create their own community.
the guys in the
create their own-
show.
All the people in the show,
cool.
they know it. They are family. They are best friends with each other.
So why don't you guys like share that?
Yes.
That's so powerful.
That's what we're about to create.
That's so
It's
cool.
just that where we're going to bring these people together in their own groups, in their own tribes and communities, and they can all go through the process of transformation.
That's fantastic. Yo,
So it's
tribes.
awesome.
You already said tribes.
It's all
about tribes.
tribes, man.
And you got the physique tribe, the weight loss tribe,
Absolutely.
the performance tribe. Boom.
Yeah. There you
You
go.
know what I mean?
That's it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I wish I was smarter than this guy. Damn it.
okay.
You're also a good friend of AJ. He's a good friend of ours as well. The Rush Club dude.
Oh yes,
AJ
of
Richards.
course, AJ Richards. He's a great friend of ours.
Yeah, he came to Toronto. We hung out quite a bit.
That's
super nice guy. We
awesome.
connected because we have kids and he has kids.
Yep. In fact,
but-
we just hosted Rush Club a couple months ago.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
That's why when I thought you were coming, I'm like, there's no way Chris is doing ECC. That's bullshit. No way. And then I
Legit,
text
in the
AJ.
car,
I'm like,
we're
yo,
driving up. He's
AJ, is Chris from like that show coming to ECC? Like Chris from Rush Club, Chris? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. Just to make sure. So
Yeah.
no, that's cool, man.
It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool, man. So anything you want to shout out or?
I always want to shout out to my wife and my beautiful family. I love you guys, and of course all.
Damn it! He's like the guy who makes all the guys look bad, eh? Like all the husbands.
I love you, Helena.
All of my peeps, man. You know that Heidi and I love you guys, and we always support you. So we're always cheering you guys on. And that's all I got. That's all
Beautiful.
I got.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on. Looking forward to what you guys have coming in the
Thank you.
future.
Thank you so much.
Always
guys.
welcome back on the show.
Thank you.
If you come to Toronto at any time, hook us up.
I will.
We'll hang
Absolutely,
out.
yeah.
And then if Heidi comes with you, she's gotta hang out with my
hang out
wife.
with Joy.
Just like,
Yeah.
Joy
Deal.
Heidi. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll get our kids to like wrestle and stuff.
Not my kids. They're scrawny now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they're wire strong. All right, man. Let's wrap
All right,
it up.
cool.
Thanks so much, Chris, for coming on. Peace
Absolutely.
out. Enjoy the weekend.
See you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, man.
Dude, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure, dude.
Oh, it was awesome. Oh, so you
Very
guys
nice.
having fun?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, for
good,
sure.
good.